Well, hey there, it's Jen, and I'm going live right now to talk to you about why it's so crucial to get your listing seen on Zazzle. This is a huge topic that a lot of people are always asking questions about in terms of how can I get better seen and how can I improve my titles and tags and description, etc. And it's super crucial to get your listing seen on Zazzle because you could have the most beautiful design but never get seen. So this video is for you if you want to learn a little bit more about why it's super crucial for you to get your listing seen on Zazzle. I have a couple points that we're going to be talking about today, and I am going live, so I would love to hear in the comments any concerns, questions, etc., so I can answer them here because I am like literally live, so we can talk with each other. And I love hearing the comments and getting to know who you are and who's watching, because that makes me serve you better and help you along your journey to success on Zazzle. So the first point that I want to talk about is that visibility equals sales. I can never make any income claims, but I want to let you know that when you get your product seen, that can equal potential sales in the future. And like I mentioned just previously, even great designs won't sell if no one sees them. When you're creating a product on the Zazzle marketplace, each one is literally a web page. Let's say you're creating a blog post or a website, etc. You have to add SEO to make sure that those pages are seen and you're searchable on Google and the internet. It's the exact same thing with Zazzle. And if you're on Etsy or any other platform as well, you understand that you have to have those listings associated with certain titles, tags, and descriptions because the internet goes and searches them. There's bots that, go through the algorithm. They search them and they basically rank them in terms of what they're being searched for. And so if you have the most amazing product, and I've seen this so many times with some of my clients where they've created this beautiful, beautiful product and anyone would probably buy it because it's serving the customer, it's the right product choice, it's the right design choice, it has the perfect templates associated with it, everything works and is done properly, but the sales aren't there or the views aren't there, which is most important because views equal one thing, sales equals another thing. You have to have a certain amount of views on your product definitely to associate that with sales. We like to talk about it also in conversion rates. If you kind of understand that, let's say you're walking into a store like Target, Walmart, or Winners or TJ Maxx, and you are browsing and you know kind of what you want, but you're deciding if you like this product or not. There are probably hundreds of people who are looking at that same product, and the decision is, whether or not it fits good, whether or not it is the right color, whether or not it is the right product choice, etc. So people get to browse and they're looking at this product. So let's say a t-shirt at TJ Maxx is on sale and or not on sale, but it's something that's available in that store. How many people have to look at that product for it in order it to be bought or purchased, right? And so both Elka and I, she's not here today with me right now at this moment, but we like to say that there's probably around a 10% conversion rate. If you have 10%, that's actually really amazing. So imagine 100 people look at your product and 10 people actually will buy that product. So you need to have those views in order to get the sales. You can have some really great one-off views and all of a sudden that person absolutely loves that product. They've the first person who've seen that product and they purchase it because they're super convinced, 100% convinced, and that's that transaction. So that's like 100% conversion rate. But to be honest, since my experience being on the Zazzle marketplace since 2008, I can definitely tell you that there's a lot more views compared to a lot of the sales. And you have to have more views and people looking at your product. And sometimes those views actually are reoccurring views where someone goes back and checks your product out once again and decides that this is the one thing that they want to buy. So you have to get the visibility on your products, because if that doesn't translate, right? If you're creating a product that has no views, first of all, then that means that you have to work on your titles and tags. If you're getting a product that you have in your back end, let's say, and you're looking at your analytics and it has a lot of views but no sales, that means that it has something to do with the actual design or the templates. There's an issue where people are trying to do something with this product and it just doesn't really fit with what they want. And if you're getting like a lot of views and a lot of sales, that means that you've done the right job. So visibility is the crucial aspect to it, because unfortunately, Zazzle is a really great platform. We're working on print on demand on the internet space, right? Everyone in the entire world, if they own a computer and they know what Zazzle is, they're able to come to Zazzle and you're able to possibly reach those people. But the thing is that you can't convince them to buy your product, right? We don't have that interaction in person where you're like, okay, well, what do you want? Is this the right color that you like? Does this design work for you? Oh, I have something in the back of my store that makes more sense for what you're looking for. So you have to really convince them, first of all, by creating those titles and tags and descriptions, because the people who are coming to your store are looking for that specific product. And this is very important and tied into your perfect customer that you have in mind, who you're trying to sell to. A lot of the videos that we've recently created and uploaded onto YouTube and that we've live streamed all stem back to finding your niche and finding that perfect customer, because you know the language that they will speak to when they're searching for things. For example, if I was to go and look for something online, and I have the style of being kind of like high-end, luxurious, and maybe I'm looking for wedding invitations, maybe I'm looking for, a modern or minimalistic wedding invitation that has a photo. Maybe it also has a QR code on the back. I'm going to put those words into the search bar on Zazzle, because those are things that I want, right? And if you don't label your product accordingly, then unfortunately those people aren't going to, like, the customer who is coming to your store isn't going to find that product, because you might have just labeled it inconsistently or very generic. So you have to really hone in on what those people are looking for, because you could be the best designer out there. And I've worked with so many clients who have amazing artistic skills. They are, super talented, yet the designs that they post on Zazzle didn't get the views because their titles and tags weren't working for them. And so it breaks my heart when I see these really great artists, spend a lot of time and work and effort putting into this one design or this one product, and then they don't see the results. Okay. So the problem is that you believe, if you are in this boat here, and this maybe makes sense to you, the problem is that you believe by just uploading designs is enough, but without the visibility, sorry, you get zero traffic and zero sales. Okay. And I think this also stems from the fact that a lot of people who come onto the Zazzle platform initially, especially if you're a beginner, you don't understand the concept of maybe creating those titles and tags and descriptions properly. You think that uploading your design is enough. And I've seen so many people, and I laugh a little bit because, they think that they've posted this design for sale and they want to see the results tomorrow. It very much also depends on when you're posting this product for sale, what product is in this certain niche, or is it for a certain seasonal thing that's coming up. And I have this fun story that I always talk about, where I was starting out on the Zazzle marketplace, started in 2008, like many of you know. And I was a complete newbie at that point in time, and I posted a lot of really great, and I consider myself like a pretty decent artist, posted a lot of really great Christmas products for sale, and I posted them with not the greatest titles and tags, and I also posted them like a week before Christmas. And I was so disappointed that I didn't make any sales, but then I realized after the fact, well, people have to, purchase this product, then they have to probably send it out, arrive in the mail from Zazzle, get it shipped to them. That's like a 2 and a bit week period, because I've personally ordered a lot of my own items from Zazzle, so I know the time period. Then that person probably had to ship it out, or email it, not email it, send it out in the mail. Email it is not a thing. Well, if you're downloading the digital downloads, send it out in the mail, or gift wrap it and then have it underneath the Christmas tree, or send it out in the mail if it's a holiday card. So I was very disappointed in the fact that I didn't make those sales. So the problem not only is the fact that you're just uploading your design, but then you also have to understand the schedule of when things are being purchased, right? Because we are in, let's call it the retail space. If you think about it right now, it's at the time of this recording, February, right? Just went to the dollar store yesterday to buy some things, and they already have stuff for Easter. And also coming up in the next couple of months, there's already all of the spring stuff for gardening and all the things that are coming up in the springtime. And it's still where I live, snowing and cold. It's the middle of February. And I'm not even thinking about that personally as purchasing those things. But because of the whole retail space, you have to already entice those people to want to buy the things months in advance because it's preparation. And so if you're in the mindset of uploading just a design randomly and then all of a sudden that you should see sales, then you have to switch your mindset and understand that there's a lot more intentional work that goes behind there. Okay. And um, I've got some people saying hi to me. Hello. So, for example, you can create a beautiful wedding invitation. And I know we always kind of go back to weddings, but wedding is my thing. I've been in the wedding space on Zazzle, and so I kind of know when that seasonality happens and when I should post those designs for sale, and also the proper titles and tags that go along with it. So you create a beautiful wedding invitation, but it's not using SEO friendly titles and tags. And for anyone who doesn't know what SEO is, that's search engine optimization. Like I said, every time that you create a product, it goes into the internet space, right? And so not only does Zazzle index it, but Google indexes it, and any other search engines index it because it has these keywords associated with it. So for example, if you use a or create a wedding invitation that is a beautiful wedding invitation and it has a rustic floral, maybe a sunflower, and also a wooden background, there's a photo associated with it, and you have some certain like elegant rustic elements along the lines, fairy lights, all those things. You can imagine like kind of what this wedding invitation would look like. If I'm just saying wedding invitation, and or if I just say, cute rustic wedding invitation as the title and also the tag and the description, and unfortunately that's going to go into a wide range of search results and you're not going to be found. You have to really niche yourself down. And I know that in this video here, like this live video, I can't go into all the details about every single specific product. And that's where the Profit by Design Academy coaching program comes in, where Elka and I hone in on helping you understand your niche and also your titles and tags, and saying like, hey, this product should be titled and tagged this way because it's super specific. But what I can tell you is that if you're going on the Zazzle marketplace and you're looking up the search results, let's say you've created this wedding invitation that has a rustic wooden sunflower with a photo on it and really cute script lettering. If you go onto the search bar and you search rustic wedding invitations with a wooden background and sunflowers with it, how many results come up with that? And if you are in a large group of people who have posted those products for sale already, for example, in the tens of thousands, then you have to niche down a little bit more and add some more specific keywords. Because everyone that you are serving, we like to say that, when you're creating an intentional product, you are trying to serve somebody's need. So, for example, if you've targeted a lady or a person or a man trying to get married, then what is their design style and what do they like, and what kind of words are they associating with when they're trying to find this wedding invitation, right? If you're super niche down and then you look in the search bar and you search for these keywords that you've particularly used for your product, and there's maybe 10 results, then unfortunately, then there isn't that really high demand, or you're just using these words that aren't very common that people would use normally to look for things. Okay. Very important, because understanding how to get your products found is one of the most important aspects on Zazzle. You can have this beautiful design, like I mentioned, but understanding titles and tags is very important. So the solution is to use relevant keywords, niche specific phrases, and trending search terms in your titles, descriptions, and tags to make sure your products appear when customers search for them. This being said, you should not just all of a sudden spam the marketplace. And by spamming the marketplace, I mean creating, let's say, a Father's Day gift. Let's say it's a photo plaque that has a picture of a son and a father, or a daughter and a father, and it says best dad ever. That means that, let's say, this photo plaque could be transferable, because Zazzle's customizable. So anyone can come in and see that product and say, okay, well, I'm going to switch it to be a mom and a daughter, or a mom and a son, or a grandfather and or a grandmother. I don't want you to all of a sudden tag and title your product absolutely like bonkers and say all of the words under the sun to tag that product so that everyone can buy it, right? Although this product can be used particularly for anyone, it needs to be titled and tagged just for that one specific reason, because then your product won't be found anywhere, because it's for a Mother's Day gift, it's for a Father's Day gift, it's for a grandfather, it's like for a grandmother. And then your titles and tags actually just end up kind of, I call it breaking the algorithm. It's not really breaking the algorithm, but it's so over the top specific to everyone that there's no originality where the actual product should be. And so if you're in that sort of situation where you're titling and tagging specifically tags, I've seen it more in the title, where it's like Mother's Day gift, Father's Day gift, birthday gift, graduation gift, all those things, then you are actually not doing yourself a favor. You are making your product not be found because it's so generically widespread. Okay, so you need to do relevant keywords and niche specific phrases. You can use short tail keywords, so one word for a keyword or a tag, and or you can use the long tail keywords, which means that you're putting quotation marks on each side of the tags, and so you can have multiple words within one tag. You're allowed 10 tags on Zazzle, but you're allowed up to, I think it's 500 characters, which means that you can use more words within one tag, and that creates that one tag in general. Okay, so that also being said, you have to do some research within your niche. In this video here, I can't dive into every single specific niche, but I can tell you that I have worked with many clients where they have a certain product, and that certain product is within a certain niche, and we've done research on what are the keywords to be used. And I personally know a lot more just off the top of my head to speak about weddings, because that's where I came from on my background with Zazzle. But I've worked with many clients who are in the bridal shower, baby shower, graduation, Christmas, 4th of July, anything to do with birthdays, anything to do also with evergreen products, with photo-based products too, and any sort of gift giving items. And you have to understand the words that are also used within that trend and or niche. Okay, so for example, eucalyptus was a huge keyword in the wedding industry on Zazzle in the last couple of years. Eucalyptus has not been so popular in the last couple of years. Same with rose gold glitter and dusty blue. And there was, what's the other one? Oh, the burgundy one. There's a floral burgundy that was Marsala. And so those keywords were something that were being put out on the Zazzle marketplace, and they were specific for Zazzle, and they were also specific for the design trends that were throughout the wedding niche in the wedding market in the last couple of years. And so if you were to use a word that was using eucalyptus, you would get put into that grouping of products as well. Terracotta is a big one right now. But if you're not using the right terracotta or the specific burnt orange color, then you're not getting into, like, you're getting into that niche, but then someone's going to look at your search results and say, well, that's not particularly terracotta or burnt orange. And so you have to make sure that you understand what is trending within your niche at that specific time, and also the keywords that people are looking for and using. Okay. Very, very important, because if you want to be seen on the Zazzle marketplace, you have to understand what the lingo is, what people are talking about, right? And I know that it can be confusing for some people, especially if you're a newcomer to the Zazzle marketplace. And let's say what you're trying to do is describe your product. And Elka and I both love to say, okay, if you were to literally title and tag your product, you have to close your eyes, think that you're talking to somebody on the phone and they can't see this product, and you're trying to describe what it is. So the product type, for example, first, and then also what it includes on it. So does it have a photo? Is it the color orange? Is it terracotta? Is it a burnt orange color? Or maybe is it more like the orange color, like the typical orange color? Does it have a certain pattern associated with it? Does it have a script associated with it? Does it have a certain font? Does it have more of a modern feel to it? Does it have more of a rustic feel to it? And so using all of those specific keywords that really hone in, okay, well, I have a rustic, terracotta, watercolor floral, and also a hint of vintage wedding invitation with a photo. That allows those keywords to really associate with that product and makes it a lot more definable than if you were just to say orange wedding invitation. Okay. And the learning curve is a little bit of, it's a little bit scary and daunting at sometimes, but you just have to learn. And that's where myself and Elka come in, where we have our, courses, the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. We really help you hone in on what those keywords are to define particularly your product. And we've also had a lot of clients who are coming from all different backgrounds, but I like to speak about the artists specifically. So let's say you are a photographer or a graphic designer and or an artist where you do watercolor or acrylic, oil painting, all those things, and you upload your designs and you're trying to sell them on the Zazzle marketplace, and you've already kind of associated a name for this creation that you've created. And I can say this because Elka actually, she did a whole bunch of watercolor, acrylic, oil paintings, abstract paintings even, and she tried to sell them on the Zazzle marketplace when she first started out. She took a picture, scanned it, put it up onto the Zazzle platform, tried to sell it on canvas prints and on postcards, etc. And all of her titles were associated with these really cool words like serenity, pristine, and she would also use the correct tones and hues of colors. So it would be like aquamarine blue or periwinkle or some of these really odd ones that people would not normally, as a customer who is coming onto the Zazzle marketplace, know about or know even how to spell. A lot of people don't know how to spell the word turquoise, if you think about it. So if they're looking for that, it would probably be better for you to label or title or tag your product being turquoise, and you would name it teal because teal is an easier word to spell. More or less the same color, but if you didn't know that, then you would be hindering yourself in terms of possible sales because yeah, the general population doesn't know all of these words that you would associate with these pictures or pieces of artwork that are a lot more artistically inclined, like serenity or pristine, etc. And so it comes with knowledge, it comes with practice, it comes with understanding, and it's not scary at all. You just have to kind of do your research with the person who you're trying to serve, which is your perfect customer. Okay, so niche specific related keywords, trending keywords. Be wary of the trending keywords though too, because although you can capitalize on the fact that something is trending, it won't or is not guaranteed to sell in many years in the future because that's just like a hype or a trend, right? So for example, rose gold glitter, that was very popular during the COVID time because we had worked with a lot of clients and there was like these rose gold drips of glitter, all those things. And I remember working with a million people, not a million particularly, but a lot of our clients who were doing these rose gold glitter drips for cell phone cases, for binders, for birthdays, all of that. And it is still kind of a thing, but now it's evolved into a very particular niche. So, for example, glitter and the rose gold color is still very much associated with quinceanera and certain birthday parties like Sweet 16. But previously, it was associated with even weddings and evergreen products that were, like I mentioned, cell phone cases, stickers, binders, all the things that could be used also as stationery and accessories. And it's not so much anymore. And so those clients that really honed in on that trend made a lot of money during that time, but it wasn't guaranteed, and it's not so much guaranteed now in the future. So understanding the fact that you have to work with trends and also evergreen products, because at the end of the day, this is a business that you want to create that is long term. Like I mentioned, Elke and I have been on the platform since 2008, and we still sell things to this day that I made in 2010, 2011. It took me a couple of years to figure out what the platform actually worked for me in a certain way in my niche, and really defining where I wanted to situate myself and hone in as a business owner made me understand that I needed to work with the trends, but I also needed to make these products that could be timeless and classic, where people would be able to want them and need them many years in the future. Okay. All right. Second point here is more exposure equals higher chances of Zazzle featuring your products. And now this is a little bit of a disclaimer. I want to say that Zazzle does feature people's products on their homepage, on the banners, on the landing pages. Let's say when you're searching for a certain thing like babies or birthday or graduation, they have their products, and I mean featured not only in the search results, but on their actual pages. So when you look up graduation, for example, you see those bubbles at the top, which are actually kind of fun. They're new in comparison to being from me being on the platform since 2008. They've been new in the last couple of years where it's really awesome for the customer and also for learning about customer buying behavior as a Zazzle seller. So if you go on to Zazzle and you search for graduation, and then there's the search results that come up. It's a very generic search, right? Graduation could be anything. It could be invitations. It could be the tassel toppers. It could be balloons. It could be announcements. It could be stickers, all these things, gifts, etc. But Zazzle then offers these little bubbles at the top before you even get to those search results that give you certain keywords that hone in on specific variations of what the graduation products can offer. So when you go into there, it says modern, it says retro, it says, rustic, it says class of. So you can use that as a customer to hone in on your searches. But as a designer, because many of you who are watching, you're a seller on Zazzle, so you want to know how the platform works. You can utilize those results to help you also title and tag your products because you know that those are popular. And the reason why I'm now talking about this because it says higher chances of Zazzle featuring your products because in those bubbles there are products that are being featured. And I have many of my clients who are being featured in those little bubbles because they were either at the forefront of creating that product and then Zazzle found them, and or that product is popular and that theme or that trend or that keyword specifically is trending at this time. And so, if you have more exposure on your Zazzle products, you're using the proper titles and tags, you have more possibilities of being featured in those little bubbles and also being featured, let's say, on the homepage and or on the landing pages when Zazzle curates these really amazing banners and showcases all these products based on graduation, wedding, baby shower, bridal shower, even sports related items and business related items. Okay. And understanding that that also doesn't mean or equal more sales. All right. I also have proof from many of my clients that I've asked them, I said, hey, you're on the homepage. Congratulations. Has this created more views or sales for you? They say, in relative speaking, yes, because it's being featured. But those people who are being featured, they have done their research and they know the exact like titles and tags and product choices that they need in their store because I have personally helped them and so has Elka. So that being featured on the homepage has not made a humongous difference in their entire sales. I just want to say that that's one myth that if you're featured on the homepage, it means that you are, the most popular seller or that product is selling like crazy. It's not the case. It's just really great exposure because it allows you to have like bragging rights and it also allows people to see your product. But if a person is not looking for that specific product type or that design, it's not going to equal a sale. So, for example, if you go into the Zazzle marketplace right now and you look at the homepage, there are, let's just even see because I haven't seen this morning. So you've got a very first special first birthday, right? I'm going to share my screen really quickly so that everyone knows what I'm talking about. So, for example, if you go on the Zazzle marketplace right now, you've got this amazing homepage and this amazing banner, and this lady is being featured, Happy People Prince. Her entire collection is being featured. Well, if I don't have a child, I personally don't, right? So if I don't have a child and my child isn't being turning one and it has not have like a birthday that's the 1 year old, or maybe even I don't have a girl or somebody under the age of 10, then this banner doesn't make any sense for me, right? And so you have to understand that this does not mean or equal every single person who's coming onto the Zazzle marketplace that they are going to buy these specific products because it needs to serve that person's needs and wants. Okay. So it's a big myth that I want to just debunk right now, saying that if you're on the homepage It gives you great exposure, it gives you bragging rights. I would personally, if you're featured on the homepage, take a screenshot, have it in your repertoire, have it in your profile, like in your portfolio, because it gives you that sort of clout of saying, hey, I was featured on the homepage. But it doesn't mean that you are 100% going to sell every single day and also make a lot of sales. Okay. But that also being said, one other point before I go to the next one is that if you have more exposure on your products, let's say you have really great titles and tags, and all of a sudden Zazzle kind of picks you up. They did have the featured products or the editor's picks that did give people some like clout, and in the search results now it's not so much. It's not as like, defined that this featured product is going to be featured all the time or this editor's pick. But Zazzle does a lot of external marketing as well. Internal being on the Zazzle marketplace with the homepage banners, with all of those bubbles at the top. You could even see on that homepage that they had to save the dates and the birthdays, etc. And that product is being featured. Then they also do marketing externally with ads. So if you go onto Google and you literally search wedding invitations or graduation invitations, Zazzle pushes ads. And I don't know because previously I've searched for that, and then Elka's also searched for that on her own computer in a different location. She doesn't live with me, right? And we both get different results, but it's also based on our search history, all those things. But I've been on multiple websites, even news websites that have nothing to do with Zazzle. And then all of a sudden at the top, I see a banner that's associated with Zazzle and it's pushing these ads to me. Zazzle has then chosen the products to list within those ads. If you think about ads and ad spend, I've personally done Facebook ads for my own courses with Elka. You might have come across our, Facebook ads or Instagram ads in the past, and maybe that's how you've become part of our community. And it's a lot of money, right? And it's also targeted at a certain group. And so the fact that Zazzle has chosen those products, possibly yours, to be featured on this ad on Google or on an external website means that they've done their research to see that this product is either popular, which is related to your titles and tags and your exposure on the Zazzle marketplace, or that it's up and coming and it's trending. And Zazzle has been able to find your product because of your titles and tags and your design. Okay. If you have really great titles and tags, but your design doesn't complete, it doesn't make sense with what you're talking about, and clearly they're not going to promote your design. But if you have like this whole like great trifecta of the product choice, the design choice, and the titles and tags, and it's all cohesive and it's working, then Zazzle can potentially promote your product on external ads, being on Google or on other external websites. I've personally had certain products being featured on Google. I have a really wonderful set of wedding invitations, which I'm not going to really talk about the theme or the design right here, but I've been on the Google searches where if I looked up that search word that I have associated with those products, I'm featured on Zazzle, and I had a lot of sales associated with those ads because I can look at the analytics in the back end, and many of them came from third party, which was not referred by anyone else, which means that it's usually from Zazzle and also these Google ads. Plus, if you have Google Analytics associated with your account, then you can kind of understand the traffic. Okay, so more exposure equals more chance of Zazzle featuring your products on the homepage, on the product pages, on the search results. And that being said, too, you can then also understand as if you are a newbie, because you might be like, oh, this is so confusing. I'm not featured anywhere. How can I understand the whole concept of everything and how Zazzle, promotes products? Well, like I mentioned, we'll just go back to the homepage here. If I literally go and click on save the dates, you get already a push for all of these different opportunities here. And they've actually changed it now where they're showcasing more of like the patterns, but they previously showed actually some of the designs, which is really cool. And some of them are actually being showcased with logos, which is interesting. This is completely new. I've actually just seen this for the first time today because previously it was showcasing the product type. So let's say we now have all of these opportunities to understand as a designer and seller on Zazzle. Okay, save the dates means that photo is popular, boho is popular, retro, minimalistic, formal, rustic, and floral. If I click on boho, for example, Boho then comes up with sage green, greenery, save the date, script, elegant, modern, rustic. If I want to then go into, let's say, greenery. So now we're 3 tiers down. Boho, wedding, save the dates, greenery. Now we have non-photo, terracotta, pampas grass, modern, bohemian script. Okay, let's go to terracotta because I was talking about terracotta previously. Boho, wedding, save the dates, greenery, and terracotta. So we have for her modern, script, rustic, burnt orange. Okay, let's go to modern. So we've got so many keywords in there now. Modern. And we're now at 267 results, which is, very niched down. I would say that this is very much like a small market. However, if I'm looking for a boho wedding save the date, greenery / terracotta and / modern design, these are ones that are coming up. Okay. And this is very much let's call it one here, this one, modern, save the date, greenery, terracotta, because there's an influence of terracotta, and the modern being also minimalistic design. Okay. I don't know who this person is, Paper Minx, but they have met my needs at this point in time. And so as a designer, you can then go in and look at all of these keywords that are associated with everything that I just did, where I went down, let's call it the rabbit hole of trying to really hone in on my design. So if you personally, as a designer, are trying to create a save the date that is terracotta, modern, with a minimalistic, and with greenery, then you can use these prompts for these keywords to help you promote and post your products for sale. Okay. Very important. All right. So the problem is that if your listings don't get clicks or views or engagement, Zazzle's algorithm won't push them to more customers. Well, this is kind of a misconception. All right. So you might be thinking this because you're like, well, if I'm not getting my product seen, then I'm going to be the last place on the Zazzle algorithm, right? Page number 100, and I'm never going to be found. Well, this is a misconception. Okay. Yes, of course, the popular products are going to be bumped to the top. If you go on to any of the search results, you might see the first couple of products, they have a lot of views. It's interesting because previously, the last couple of months, they've changed things where you can't actually see how many people have viewed this product in total. You can see sometimes the product views if the product is popular within the last couple of weeks. And so it says in this last week that this many people have seen this product. The misconception here is that you won't sell if you don't have very many views. Okay. I want to just debunk that myth once more in terms of it being like you don't have to be the first product on the product page that is on the search results to get found and to be seen and also to have your product purchased. Okay. Because, like I mentioned, as the example with being on the homepage, if I go to Zazzle right now and I personally, me, Jennifer Clark, I don't have any children personally, and I don't have any children under the age of 10. And so the product banner that's on Zazzle that's featuring this amazing, beautiful suite with these really cute strawberry products doesn't really match with what I want and need. So I'm going to go in and search for something else. Me, Jennifer Clark, let's say I want to search for something for home decor. Like I'm looking to refurnish some of my things in my house. Or potentially I might be looking to get married in the future. Or potentially I might have, somebody in my family, my extended family who's graduating soon. And so I will be looking for those things because I am a customer who has certain wants and needs. But what Zazzle's offering on the homepage or even their landing pages doesn't actually, equate to what I want and what I will spend my money on. And so you have to really think about it like that as a designer, that although you feel this overwhelm that people are being featured on the homepage and that means that you're never going to be seen, it really needs to be honed in on the fact that you need to serve that perfect customer, right? And really follow through with your niche. All right. So the example is that you upload a design and also never promote it. Promote it being that you are adding your proper titles and tags. And also, additionally to that, which we haven't really touched on in this live video, is promoting it on, let's say, social media or Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, all those things. Okay. Social media has become a big influence in what people are doing on a daily basis now. Instagram is a huge thing. Facebook, it's not so much. But Facebook is a thing where people are promoting a little bit. You might have a Facebook group, but it's a whole different crowd of people. Instagram and TikTok have become a little bit more of, the instantaneous gratification. Instagram itself has created an outlet where you can create a portfolio and allow people, it's kind of like having a website or a web page. So you're able to then showcase certain things on your portfolio on Instagram. If you have a huge following on Instagram and TikTok, then that's one thing, right? There is one example of a girl. I know that she's a girl because like I've seen her kind of the profile on TikTok, but she promoted this really funny t-shirt that said "I heart my girlfriend," right? And it was quite interesting. I really would love to interview that girl and see how many sales that she got. Because first of all, she had this viral video on TikTok. She didn't have a storefront that looked even very much professional. It just had one or two products in the store. And one of the products was "I heart my girlfriend." And she had this t-shirt that had a really cool retro heart on it. And then in the middle of the heart, it had a picture of her. And on TikTok, she made this really funny video and said, like, "I made my boyfriend wear this," something. I think she was like, "I made my boyfriend wear this so that he knows, or all the people around him know that I'm his," right? I think there was like kind of a joke of like she wore it or he wore it during college so that like nobody would, try and date him, all these things. Funny thing about that is that video on TikTok got 1 million views. And I say 1 million because I'm like exaggerating, but it got a lot of views, went viral. And then her link to the product, which she did smartly enough add to her TikTok profile, went to this product, but the product actually wasn't even very customizable. You went in and the product was absolutely like so not user friendly that I don't know if she actually made that many sales off of this product. But that product then initiated and instigated this huge trend on Zazzle for other people to create products very similar to what she created with proper templates and with easily customizable products. And I've actually personally helped a couple people in my client base create products that were very similar, didn't copy, but with that whole trend of that being retro themed with the heart. And they actually ended up selling things because of this viral video. Okay. But that being said, promotion doesn't always equate to the sales. And that viral video happened only on TikTok. And TikTok and Instagram are instantaneous gratification. And so if you were to try and search for that video now on TikTok, it's very difficult because they're not able to really, in TikTok, you can possibly search Instagram a little bit, but you can't really particularly search for a certain post and certain keywords. TikTok's a little bit better than Instagram, to be honest. But that being said, we always, always, always tell everyone within our community that they need to be promoting on Pinterest because Pinterest is a search engine. Okay. You're able to post or pin a pin, right? Pin an image and have keywords associated with it, searchable keywords with a title and a description, and also have an image that is categorized. And the Pinterest algorithm is really amazing too because it uses like image searchability. So it will, if someone's searching for something and they're searching for a particular, whatever you want to call it, let's say maybe a certain item, product being like a cat lover's mug, right? Best cat mom ever mug on Pinterest because they're looking on Pinterest for inspiration, then the Pinterest algorithm will actually prompt and show them other pictures that are not related to that pin or that board, but have certain image responses with it. And so your products that you pin on Pinterest could actually come up in search results from other people when they're looking for it. And because of the image, right? And not only the image, but then the titles and tags. And those pins last ages and forever. They never really go away. Pinterest's rules have changed a little bit now in terms of that you can't really pin as many images of the same image with the same link, all those things. However, that being said, I have certain pins that I've pinned, 10 years ago. I've been on Zazzle since 2008. It's now 2025. I am making referrals, which means that someone comes to my pin or a link on Pinterest, comes to my Zazzle store, buys one of my products, and because they came externally from Zazzle, Pinterest to Zazzle, I earn an extra 35% on top of my 10% royalty. Okay. And I still have pins that are active that I've pinned 10 years ago that are still making me money because people are still searching for those things. All right. So Pinterest is the one way to promote your products internally and externally to help you get exposure, because we're talking about I'll go back to the main topic, why it's crucial to get your listing seen on Zazzle. Listing seen on Zazzle is one thing, but then the next one is to get your listings also seen externally. And your, if you are thinking about relying on social media being Instagram and TikTok, then that's one thing. You can definitely do that, but we always recommend Pinterest. Okay. So the solution is to drive traffic by sharing your products on Pinterest, Instagram, etc. More clicks tell Zazzle that your product is that your product is popular and drives traffic to it. That is also, I want to say, just a little bit of a misconception too, that you probably think that this is the solution, right? And this is the reason why it's happening. Zazzle does definitely use the algorithm to understand that your product is more popular and all of those things. Okay. So getting your listing seen is definitely important. It does not mean that you will never sell. Okay. I want you to understand that, because I have so many clients that don't use Pinterest, that don't use Instagram, that don't use social media, that are still seeing sales, because ultimately, your visibility is what is important, which is your titles and tags on the Zazzle platform. Okay. So, in addition to having your titles and tags, you can do some Instagram, you can do Pinterest, you can do TikTok, social media. But the most important is those titles and tags and descriptions. And that's also bringing it back to Pinterest with the titles, tags, and descriptions. Ultimately, understanding what your avatar or your perfect customers' wants and needs are, because those search results are only being found if somebody has the keywords associated with it. So really hone in on understanding, what does the person who you're trying to serve, this customer, let's call her Jane, what does Jane want? What does Jane need? What does Jane like? The colors, the theme, rustic, minimal, modern, all of those things. What does she want and what is she looking for? And the product types are so important, because you can have a rustic, bed sheet cover, but does a rustic bed sheet cover really, or a duvet cover, does that really hone in on what your client or your customer avatar is looking for? Or is it more so that it just needs to be a rustic wedding invitation? Does it need to be a minimalistic, modern business card for lawyers? Does it need to be a whimsical, glittery and sparkly business card for makeup artists and also hairstylists? Who are you serving and what is the customer looking for? Okay. All right. And we have some comments here. Just say, I have products with many views but no sales. Also products with under 10 views that had a sale. Awesome. Anna. So understanding that you have lots of products with many views but no sales. So maybe that means that your product unfortunately has something to do with the templates, or the fact that they've seen it in the thumbnail version on Zazzle, and then they look at the proper product page, and then maybe you have something on the product that they don't particularly like. It's shying them away. And unfortunately, like here, I can't dive in, but this is what we would do in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And also what I'm going to be talking about in a minute, inviting you all in, is our sold bootcamp. And this is where we would help you understand intentional products. And then in our PDA coaching program, if Anna was part of it, she could bring that product to me in our coaching calls and say, hey, this is a lot of views, but no sales. So I'm kind of confused. What's going on? And we would dive in and understand, maybe your template isn't working properly, or maybe you have a background on the product that maybe isn't working for you, or maybe the design isn't 100% perfect on point. But then you have other products with under 10 views that have a sale, which is awesome, which means that you have a high conversion rate on that product. Okay. Means that somebody looks at that product and is already convinced 100%, and they're ready to buy. So it's really great. Okay. I feel like Instagram needs so much time. So at the moment, I only use Pinterest. Do you think it is enough, or Instagram is a must? No, Instagram doesn't need to be happening. Like I mentioned, you can have Instagram as a portfolio if you need to have that contact where somebody looks up you online and says, okay, they have an Instagram account, and then you can showcase some really nice photos. But Instagram is an interesting I want to call it platform because it's a lot of that viral content. And if you're not into that, which not everybody is, okay? TikTok and Instagram, you don't have to be dancing, in your bikini. I don't want that. No. And I mean, that's just a very generalized statement of what Instagram and TikTok is, but you don't have to have Instagram. Pinterest is definitely one that I recommend because it's a search engine, right? It's associated with those keywords and those search results. So, Jen, is there a basic wedding invitation stationery set, for example, invitation, RSVP, menu, and card, etc.? Yeah. So the wedding stationery set would be invitation, RSVP card, I would say a sticker. I would maybe call an envelope, maybe an enclosure card for details. You can definitely do a reception card, menu for definitely. So those are like the stationary items, and then in addition to that, I would work on doing all of those first because those are the most important. And then if you have a really good set afterwards, like that collection maybe is working for you, or that design feels really good to you, then I would add the additional items being like the party accessories. So anything to do with all of the decor that goes with weddings as well. Okay. Oh, there we go. I already answered that one. Love Pinterest. Okay. Definitely need better SEO in my keyword game. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Anna and Andre, for conversing with me. We have a lot of people on. So if there's any more people who have questions, then definitely I'd love to hear from you. So to wrap this all up, and then I'll let people, take a couple minutes because we've been online for a while now, but people are still with me, which is awesome. I would love to introduce you and invite you into our Sold Bootcamp. Okay. And I have talked a lot about our Profit by Design Academy coaching program, which is our paid coaching program, which if you're interested in joining, this is the Sold Bootcamp is the first step to sort of get you introduced and feel confident about maybe investing that money in our coaching program. And we are going to be going and creating this. This is a live event from March 15th to the 19th. It is a small price point. It is a paid program, but it is a 2-week intensive where you're going to get access to in a private Facebook group. You're going to be receiving 3 phases of training. One of them is to kickstart your print-on-demand business. We're going to be talking about all the initial steps that you need to do. The second one is learning how to maximize your sales and also create intentional products on Zazzle. And then the third phase is to help you amplify your sales on Zazzle, understanding promotion and understanding everything that is just what we were just talking about, Pinterest, etc. And then we have a masterclass for you, which is amplify your Zazzle sales in 1 month. We'll be talking about all of the things that you need to do within 1 month in order for you to increase your Zazzle sales. Okay. And we can never make any income claims, but this is a 2-week intensive where you're going to be housed in this private Facebook group. And in addition to that, after every single training, and the schedule, the link is actually in the description of this video you're watching live. We have over 25 people on, which is amazing. Click the link in the description. It's going to give you the entire schedule. We have a welcome party on March 5th. We have daily mindset calls. Then we have the 3 phases of the training and also the masterclass. And after each one of those training sessions and also the masterclass, will be prompting you to do homework, which is figuring out your niche, figuring out and defining your brand, posting an intentional product, which will be telling you how to do so, and also promoting on Pinterest. And we will give you personalized feedback on those pieces of homework. You'll get personalized reviews from myself and Elka that are recorded reviews. And it's just going to be an amazing experience. And this is helping you set the foundation of your Zazzle business, understanding all of the important aspects of what you need to go moving forward. All right. If you are a beginner on Zazzle, this is for you. If this is an advanced Zazzle designer, if you're an advanced Zazzle designer, this is also for you because you might actually be struggling and frustrated because you don't know and don't have direction. All right. And understanding everything that you need to have going forward put in place. Okay. Giving you that clarity and that confidence and having you know solidly that you are capable of moving forward, getting you unstuck, getting you the right direction, and getting you those personalized feedbacks. Okay. All right. And we have Anna. Sold Bootcamp is amazing. Recommend it from my own experience. Thank you so much, Anna. Love you. And I'm now recognizing you have a profile picture of your dog. So I don't know if this is the Anna that I know, but I'm sure it's the Anna that I know. Okay. Awesome. Okay, wonderful. And especially the VIP, which I've attended myself last year. Perfect. Thank you so much, Anna. I love it when people come on. I did not prompt Anna to say those things. I love it when people come on who have been part of our programs and or any of our trainings, and just give the love and share the love to everyone who might not know the experience that they will potentially have. And so thank you so much, Anna, for giving that love to me. It really is very much appreciated. Okay, so the link is in the description of this video. I'm going to cut us off now because we've been going live for almost an hour. Thank you so much for see Anna from Finland. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. And just, yes, Anna has given me some really great recommendations. Now I'm showing you that the Sold Bootcamp is worth it. As I mentioned, we're going to be going from March 5th to the 19th. 2025, and the link is in the description. Don't miss out on this. It is a small price point for you to join, and then if you can join the VIP session, that's where you're able to then get 5 sessions with myself and Elka in a small intimate group setting on Zoom, where in addition to everything that we're covering in the Sold Bootcamp, you get to speak with us and ask us questions about the homework that you did, and also anything above and beyond, right? And this is where you can really hone in on what we are talking about in terms of just helping you move you forward. And that's the biggest joy of mine, and the biggest joy of Elka's, is to help our clients move forward and see success. I'll leave you with this at the end, is that we have helped our clients sell over $165 million worth of Zazzle products. And just in the last year, I think I have the number correct, in the last year in 2024, it is $94 million worth of Zazzle products. Okay. That's sales. Obviously, that's not royalties, but that's $94 million worth of Zazzle products were sold within our community, within our client base. And I'm just so proud of that, because Elka and I have been coaches since 2017. We are loving it. We absolutely love seeing the success from people and hearing how we've helped people and changed their lives, moved on and above and beyond what they were able to do and capable of doing on their own. And this is where we can help you move you forward and feel more confident and have that clarity in your Zazzle business. Okay. And I say Zazzle business because I want you to understand that this is a business that you can create that can potentially make you money many years in the future. It's a long-term game. We're so excited. Come and join us in the Sold Bootcamp. We can't wait to see you there. Click the link in the description below. If you have any questions, you can always email us. Go to elkaclark.com. And also, you probably might have our email. I don't want to put that out on YouTube because I know that it's spammy. I don't want to get any random spam emails, but go to elkaclark.com, find our email, and or also message us if you have us on social media, etc., if you have any questions. But we can't wait to see you there. And starting soon, March 5th to the 19th. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Monique, and then we've got Andre, then we've got Anna. Love that we've been sharing the love here. All right. Wonderful. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in the Sold Bootcamp. Bye.